Hello everyone, welcome to Chaudhary Data World channel. Today I am here with a very important and interesting topic into whole Databricks journey for difference between data frame and RDD. This is a very vital and a basic question which coming to anybody's mind, that is what is the basic difference between data frame, Pyspark data frame, and the RDD which we are coming across day-to-day activity. So we'll be watching all the differences first on theoretical level, and then we will switching to the Databricks, on which we'll be watching what all things differ in the perspective of syntax. So this is how we are going to go ahead with the video. So let's get started with the video. First one, we are having data frame, that is Pyspark data frame, and the RDD. If you are not aware of what is Pyspark data frame and what is RDD, let me tell you that Pyspark data frame similar. It looks similar to as you are dealing with data frame in pandas, or you are dealing with data frames in SQL, you may say, because there also tabular like a structure we can see, and we can do the operations on above of that. So that is called data frame. And for RDD, I will just explain you in few minutes that it is something which is not into tabular structure. It's something which the basic building block of this Pyspark, in which the data is getting stored. It will look to you like suppose a data structure like a list. So in that particular format, the data it is getting stored. It is not into the tabular format. So let's go ahead with the differences. The first difference is Pyspark data frame is a distributed collection of data organized into named columns. Correct. So we can say increase, if we have a single difference between data frame and RDD, the single difference we will put out is as that data frame is basically a very organized structure to just to allocate your data or to store your data. But in RDD, there is no any well-defined structure. It can store data in any type of a structure. So it has well-defined schema, as I told, well-defined schema, and supports various built-in data types. But RDDs are more flexible in terms of their structure. That means there is no hard and fast structure for any particular data frame into this RDD. So whatever data you are storing into a variable here, it's stored not in the form of tabular structure, it's in the form of some other data structure, that is RDD structure it is called as. So it's not into the tabular format. So there is no any hard and fast rule that these many data can only be stored into that. Suppose you are having 5 columns into data frame, and if you are having some particular row into RDD which is having 6 columns, so like this you can have a multiple you may say that data structure in which you can store this into the RDD. This is more flexible than the data frame. Now the third and most important difference, you can just read it throughout so that for the clear explanation of the difference between data frame and RDD, I'm focusing on the main points that how these differ in both of them. So data frame, it is again a very optimized way of dealing up with the data frame. But RDD is not the means it doesn't have their inbuilt optimizers. As we can see that the one of the optimizer it has told here that catalyst optimizer and built-in optimization. So data frame, Pyspark data frame is having its own optimizers, that is built-in optimizers, and there are multiple other optimizers like catalyst optimizer. I will be coming up with the full video of catalyst optimizer going ahead. And in RDD, there is no such optimizers, built-in optimizers. Whenever we want to optimize the data, we will be coming ahead with having manual techniques with which we can just optimize the RDD data frame. So these are the differences on theoretical level. Let me switch back to the Databricks so that I can show you some syntax level difference and how to operate with the Pyspark and RDD. So first one is creating data. The first difference, it comes whenever we are creating the data into Pyspark data frame, and another one the RDD. So first one, we can see that we have created a Spark object, that is by that means creating a Spark session. After that, we have provided the data into the form of, you may say, list. We have provided it in the form of list and tuple. After that, we have just passed df as spark.create data frame. So what it did, it created data frame. This particular syntax has created the data frame. But to create RDD, we are having different syntax. That is, we will use this Spark object as only, which we are having the Spark session created over there. In that, we are passing Spark context.parallelize. These are the two methods which we will be passing, and the parameter as the data which we have taken here. So this is how the RDD is built, and this is how the data Pyspark data frame is built. So you hope you got this basic difference between both of them on the basis of creating the data frame. Another one, another difference, the basic difference is accessing data. So suppose if you want to access your data in Pyspark data frame, you will use the method dot show. It will just take up the data frame and show you in front of you, as you can see here. Correct? It is into the tabular format. But here in RDD access, you can see that we can access RDD with a method dot collect. So dot collect will show you the data frame stored into RDD, that is into the this format, as I mentioned earlier, that it's stored into the list format. So it's, you can see here. So you are having a granular level. If you want to have some very granular level transformations you want to take up, you can go ahead with having RDD. But if you want to have a tabular transformation, you can go ahead with your data frame. So you can just assume here that RDD is nothing but in layman term, it's a list which is containing the data. That means list data structure it is, but it's a data frame. You can see exactly what I'm telling right now. Other transformation, on the basis of transformation, how it differs, let me show you. So suppose if you want to filter the age, because this particular data frame was having name and age column, in which name was 3 names provided there and then age. So if suppose we want to have transformation in this data frame, for that dot filter method we are using, and df dot is greater than 30. That's it. The work will be done, and it will be giving you those data frame, those rows which is having is greater than 30. But to perform same operation in RDD, we need to provide a function. We need to create our own function which will filter out the age greater than 30. Here there was no restriction to create your own data function over here. The inbuilt function it is having, it self understood that whatever is greater than 30, just put it out. Here we are using lambda function, in which we are storing the values whatever coming out from the RDD into this x, and whatever x it is over there and greater than 30, if it is greater than 30, we are putting it out into the RDD underscore filter. So the results will be same, but the way of doing it differs in both of the scenarios. Correct? So when we have taken the count, we can see that in each of them it is 1 and 1. So either you can go ahead like this, or else you can do something like this, that df dot just I want to show you, instead of count, let me show you df dot filter dot show. Let me remove this. Similarly for this one, Let me show you how it looks. Dot collect. Correct. Now let's try if it shows the data frame which is newly created. So you can definitely see that there is only a single row which is having age greater than 30. So this is how we applied the transformation. Now if you want to have some this function, so basically this function if you want to apply, so here it is how getting applied on the data frame, and here it is how getting applied on the RDD. So in data frame again you are having a built-in function that you can apply, but in RDD again we will have to go with the manual approach. That means filter underscore is, and then again we are iterating over that. Means we are checking if it is greater than 30. That means if you want to have any transformation and any function application over the data frame, it is very much easy. But if you want to go with the RDD, you will have to have a manual approach. So this is how these things are working here. And the last and uh, the most basic thing, that you are having a crystal clear schema in front of you when you are dealing up with the Pyspark data frame. But there is no schema, there is no execution plan. If you are aware of execution plan, that how your data frame, how your transformation is executing, so those are not here into the Pyspark RDD, you may say. But for Pyspark data frame, it's there that you can get your schema, you can get your execution plan, all the things there are available into data frame. So at last I'm wrapping up with this word that in Pyspark data frame it's an optimized way of dealing up with the data. But if we are talking about RDD, it's the way with which we can have a granular level control over the data. If we want to have minute transformation, we can go ahead with RDD. This is whole about this video. If any confusion, let me know into the comment section. Thank you so much guys for watching the videos. If you found this video knowledgeful, kindly like to the video, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.